Okay, the rest of Loud House Month is going to be complimenting the show. Hi everyone, it's me Gaming Do, and welcome to the top 5 best moments of the Loud House. Now, like I said in episodes 2 and 6, we're kind of negative towards this show, but every other episode from this point on, and every other episodes besides these two are going to be very positive on this show, because this show is truly, like I've said multiple times, one of the best cartoons of the entire decade. Just because of how, I guess you can say, how the family bonds, basically. And it's a perfect lesson to show. Get along with your family, because you may not have them forever. So, yeah, there are so many great moments in this show, and I am so excited to get into this list. And yeah, let's get started. Coming in at number 5 is Luna's backstory in For Bros About to Rock. Now, basically, I could just say Luna in general in this episode is number 5. What does she want to do? She wants to make sure to make Lincoln and Clyde's first concert as great as possible. I don't think I've ever mentioned Clyde yet, have I? Maybe once or twice. Oh yeah, I mentioned him in Loud House themes, but I think this is the first time I'm ever physically mentioning Clyde. He's a pretty good character. If he was in the siblings, I'd probably put him somewhere in the middle. Because he has some good moments, but he has some bad moments. But that's not the focus of this episode. The focus is Luna. Luna, in For Bros About to Rock, may have been one of the best the Loud siblings I've ever been. She shows she truly wants to make her Lincoln's first concert as special as hers. Why? Because she became who she was today from her first concert. She didn't know what she wanted to be. She would be this plain Loud sibling if it wasn't for her first concert, basically. She would just be plain. Sort of maybe like Lincoln. Even though he's not really plain. I guess your traits could be he's a comic book geek, I guess. But she wouldn't have a trait if it wasn't for her first concert. And this episode truly proves it. It's also got so many. Just that ending to this episode, maybe the second best of the series. Second best of the series. I love the ending to this episode. For Bros About to Rock, as I said last week, or a couple days ago, Sleuth or Consequences is probably my 6th to least favorite episode. For Bros About to Rock is probably my 6th favorite episode. I love For Bros About to Rock. It's an awesome 10 out of 10 episode. And this shows that I probably actually do place Luna over Lori because of this episode. And that's why that's my number 5 moment. Coming in at number 4 is the sort of the ending, I guess you can say, the last part of Toads and Tiaras. So what's this episode about? This episode is about basically Lola breaks her foot or something in like a pageant, and then because I think going to Dairyland, maybe. I think Lincoln wants to go to Dairyland, so he gets Lana to fill in for Lola's place since they're twins. And basically, Lincoln tells her not to be herself and try to act as close to Lola as possible, just for his own needs for wanting to go to Dairyland. And that's a bad part. That is a bad part, and what makes this episode, in my opinion, I know a lot of people say Toads and Tiaras is a very good episode, but I actually think it's mediocre. It's not bad, but it's a mediocre episode in my opinion. But in other words, the ending to this episode, maybe the last minute or so, is fantastic. Basically, Lincoln feels so sorry for what he's done, and he apologizes to Lana. And this Lana was still number 3 before, even before I saw this episode. She was still number 3 because I didn't see this episode till pretty recently. But Lana is a fucking great sibling. Yeah, she may play dirty and go in the mud and have a trillion pets and stuff like that, but she truly, I think, cares to death about Lincoln. Like, one of the most, because, and I think Lincoln honestly cares about her a lot, too. The bonding, basically, Lana, I think, almost cries happy tears at the end of this. Just, you'd never expect that from her, and she does. So that's an amazing moment, and that's why the ending to Toads and Tiaras is number 4. Coming in at number 3 is It's Not What You Get, It's What You Give from 11 Lads A-Leaping. This song, oh boy, this song is one of not only Loud House's, one of Nickelodeon's best songs they have ever released. I suggest, even though it's a Christmas song, you go and listen to this song right now. Or just look up the Christmas song from 11 Lives of Leaping, and it has this image on it. This is one of the best songs from it's definitely the best Loud House song ever. But this truly shows. And it sort of ties into also Mr. Grouse, giving Mr. Grouse a great Christmas. They basically give him bus tickets to go see his family because he hasn't seen his family in like 5 years or something. So the Louds decide to give him this big surprise by singing this amazing song because nobody deserves to be alone on Christmas. And I 100% agree with that. Nobody deserves to be alone on Christmas. And this just proves it by this phenomenal song. Everybody chimes in and sings along, and it's just a very happy holidays. And then the after effects, you got there's multiple moments from this episode, but this is the absolute best moment from the episode. That's about all I can say. It's a great song, and you gotta listen to it ASAP. But coming in at number 2 is multiple Lenny Loud moments from multiple episodes. I'm going to say it for the 100th, millionth, trillionth, gillionth, millionth, willionth. I can't even describe how many numbers of times. Lenny Loud is my favorite Loud sibling, period. Like, she is probably millions of points above Lincoln, and he's number 2. Yes, Lenny has had a grain of sand of bad moments. Like a grain of sand, and that's it. Maybe even just a little tiny sprinkle of sand. Like a single little sparkle of sand. That's how bad she's been in this series. Lenny is a phenomenal character. She is just... This is proof. Lenny with a garbage can on her head. Because she thinks it's a fashion trend, I guess. I don't know. I haven't seen this episode yet, I don't think. You got the carpool lane. Which is where Lenny basically gets taught how to drive, and then Lori basically sabotages that. And then at the end of the episode, she goes, "Is this the carpool lane?" Just phenomenal moments. There is solar eclipse, backup dancing, the way she's afraid of spiders. I like her in No Spoilers a lot too, because she can't help herself from spoiling the parties. But it's true. But something is proven. Lenny is very useful to birthday parties around the house because she knows what everybody likes when nobody else does. So without Lenny, parties would basically be a disaster. And that's probably the sweetest Lenny moment ever, is in No Spoilers. And not the comic book version either, the actual episode, because there's a segment in the comic book called No Spoilers, and that was good too. It's not, I don't know. What else is there? She was one of the funniest characters in CoverGirls. Basically, my first favorite character playing my third favorite character in that episode is just phenomenal. Basically, she says she's going to give a pinky promise. Pinky promise! Wait a second. She's holding her thumb. Okay, there it is. And then she holds her pinky. Lenny Loud is the most amazing character, and she's pretty. Gotta admit, like I've said 100 trillion times, she's pretty, but we're not really going to talk about that. Lenny Loud is the best character on the show, and she has multiple great moments, and that's why Lenny Moments is number 2. But what's coming in at number 1? Hey, what do you think it's going to be? Is it from my favorite episode or not? Coming in at number 1 is multiple moments in CoverGirls. This just proves how freaking phenomenal of an episode this is. I'm not going to explain the plot again, but by God, the way they basically portray each other, they know each other enough to do perfect impressions of each other. They're not just siblings who barely know each other and barely talk to each other. They have proof. They know their shit. They're always there for each other. This episode proves that. But there are so many great moments in that episode. Like I said, from Lenny. There's that from Lenny, where she plays Lana, basically. You got them talking to Pop. The way Lincoln basically does all the sisters' impressions is phenomenal. And then I can't forget my favorite moment of this episode, and my favorite moment of all of the Loud House is the ending to this episode. The ending to CoverGirls may be one of the best moments in cartoon history. There, I said it. It just portrays it perfectly. It's funny. It's relatable. It's the ending to this episode and how they all have to go out. They're basically punished to all go out in public the way they're dressed and covering for each other then. So basically, Lenny goes to the mall, but she's not allowed in because she's dressed like Lana. Lana is dressed like Lily, so she's not allowed to play in the mud. There's so many moments. Lily plays Lori. Lori plays Lincoln. Lincoln plays Lily. Luann at the birthday party. There's just, by God, this is just such a phenomenal episode, and I'm going to say truly the ending to Cover Girls is the best moment of the Loud House and one of the best moments in all of cartoon history. So that's it, guys. Let me know in the comments section below. Did you enjoy the newest plush video that I released, the dinner debate? I just wanted to sort of release it because I wanted to make a simple video instead of I've been doing Rich Woody 2, episodes like, what am I? I'm spacing out. I'm sorry. We had Rich Woody 2. We had Stupid Heroes. There's just, the episodes have been a little complicated lately, so I wanted to release a more simple episode this time. So tell me if you like that, and there is only one more Loud House Month video left after this. Sadly, next video will be the final and last Loud House Month episode. It's sad that this series is coming to or not this series. At least for this year, this series is coming to an end. Probably Saturday or Sunday. But just know I had a lot of fun doing Loud House Month, and this is the second to last, and stay tuned either Saturday or Sunday, maybe even Friday, for Loud House Month number 8, Family of Me compilation, and a conclusion to Loud House Month. So that's about it. Gaming2 here. See you later. Bye.